Hello and welcome to the 2026 All-Ireland Senior Football Final here at Croke Park. It is Kerry and it's Mayo throwing in just over an hour and a half's time. Will Kerry be going and will they win the All-Ireland Senior Football title for the 40th time? Or will Mayo finally end that 75-year wait for that long-awaited trip back across the Shannon with the Sam Maguire Cup in tow? We've got a brilliant pre-show coming your way over the next hour or so, and what better way to start it than to get a word from a man who has been central to the All-Ireland Football hurling finals over the last 2 or 3 years. It is Uachtaráin Cumann Luachlascéal, Jarlath Burns, the president of the GAA. Jarlath, at the risk of making a gross understatement, it is so obvious that it is a special day for Gaels all over the world. All-Ireland Football Day, it's Football Final Day. It's something very special.
It is, Dave. It's a very special day for everybody. Firstly, I congratulate everybody who is in the stadium. You're the lucky ones, got the tickets today. Cogarges live our fad, because I've had so many people who have contacted me asking me for tickets, and you could fill the stadium twice over. But it is a very special day, and I know for the people who are abroad, living and working, there are days whenever they feel it especially poignantly. Christmas Day, their birthday, and All-Ireland Final Day. So whoever is watching this in one of the 188 countries where this is being broadcast live, we're thinking of you today.
Over the last 2 years, the amount of positivity that has been spoken around the games and the way the rules have changed the face of Gaelic football, would you agree that over the course of this year's championship in particular, it's made space for the individual to thrive again, and we're going to see some superstar type individuals taken to the field later today?
Yeah, there's two things we changed. We changed the rules and then we changed the structures. This year we looked at the new structures, a new way of playing the game, and I think that has worked really well after people got to understand how it worked. If only I could learn how to do the draw properly, I think it would be better for my own county. But yeah, I think the structures really work well, because now we've taken 8 games out of it. A lot of people thought it was too condensed. There's fewer games, bigger crowds, and a lot more jeopardy. So that's something we're very proud of.
And it is, of course, Jarlath, your final All-Ireland Senior Football Final Day as Uachtaráin Cumann Luachlascéal. I'm sure it's been an incredible experience for you, and you'll get to savour it for the final time today.
Yeah, Tamínta Bradúil as bheith Uachtaráin Bradúil ar son mo club Silverbridge in our Bahahas agus Bradúil ar son mo chláin agus ar son gach duine a thug Cidú agus Cúnamh agus Córlia dom agus Mise ar mo bhealach le bheith Uachtaráin Cumann Luachlascéal. Gura maith agad go leor.
Well, Gura Mágat, Jarlath, we thank you for your support and all of your endeavours over the last 3 years. It's been a privilege working with you in that time, and no doubt everybody's paths will be crossing with you again soon. Thank you so much. Enjoy your afternoon. Thank you so much to the president of the GAA to give us his time, because it's a busy day for him as well, and he will of course be playing and offering the Sam Maguire Cup to the winning captain, of course, unless we end up going to a replay, which could be the case if after extra time. We're going to just get a sample of the atmosphere in and around the stadium, and we're going to speak to our honorary Mayo man for the day, very much a Mayo man, a man who played in the 2021 All-Ireland Senior Football Final against Tyrone. Pádraig O'Hora, you've been sampling the build-up in Mayo all week. You're joining us here for the afternoon. How have things been feeling across in Mayo over the last week or so?
It is full-blown Mayo for Sam fever. So it is. It's been absolute chaos across the county. It's brilliant. I've been around Dublin for the last day or two too, and to say that Mayo have travelled is an understatement. Jarlath rightfully mentioned about the tickets. Jesus, if I answered all the messages and phone calls, I wouldn't have got off the phone all week. It is, the people in here today are blessed and lucky and fortunate. We're all fortunate to be in here today to witness this All-Ireland final. Unbelievably excited. There is a sense of belief and, dare I say, magic around Mayo this last week or so, and we're hoping, praying that it carries all the way to Croke Park today, and that he does hand over the Sam Maguire to Jack Coyne, please God.
To a Mayo man. Well, look, Mayo people all over the world will be praying for that over the next few hours. Look, you know exactly, we've spotted some of the Mayo players just peeking out from the tunnel there. They're in their dressing room. The build-up for them here at Croke Park today has already begun. You know exactly how they're feeling. Just try and get us into the mindset, into that dressing room right now, a couple of hours before throw-in, or 90 minutes or so, and what are the thoughts those players are experiencing right now?
I think it's probably different for different lads in there. I'm thinking of Ryan O'Donoghue at the moment, who kind of stepped into the team at the same time I did. He's been here. He does have a couple of the scars. Then you think about Dara and Kobe and Owen, who haven't, and this is their first day out. I think it's a balancing act, isn't it? Between excitement, anxiety, anticipation, wanting to perform, all of those things that they're running amok and running riot in your mind. But like, what a day. Like, I remember kind of sitting into the gratitude of it. What a day for yourself, what a day for your family and your parish. The people of Mayo are so proud. Football is the very essence of who we are. Like, it's in our blood, and like for their families today, it's just an incredible feeling. So I hope they get the chance to come out, put on a performance and have a huge All-Ireland final day.
Well, if the rest of the pre-match words from the Mayo management are as stirring as what you've just delivered there, maybe it could be Mayo's day. Look, no All-Ireland football final day is complete without a superstar from one of the participating counties firing a few jerseys into the Cusack stand, as we are over here, Pádraig. So I'm going to take your mic for a second. You're going to grab the jersey gun.
Dangerous time allowing me at this. Very dangerous. Nobody's ever handed me a gun anyway, I can tell you that much.
Okay, now these can end up in the hands of Kerry fans as well. That wouldn't be the end of the world, but I'm sure Pádraig is going to be doing his utmost to try and ensure that doesn't happen. So we've got 3 jerseys about to be fired into the lower Cusack here at Croke Park. And there's a lot of people with their hands in the air looking for them. Oh, that's a solid strike. Beautifully done. Great start. That's 1 down as we reload. If you want one, get your hands in the air. Huge hang time on that one. And he's put it into the hands of a young Kerry fan. That's not what he was aiming for. Right down around midfield, almost into the tunnel. Brilliant job, Pádraig. I think we finally got the third of those 3 jerseys into the hands of a Mayo man. Okay, well, we've heard from the Mayo representative on our show here today. Let's get the thoughts from the Kerry camp, because Mark O'Shea is our Kerry representative this afternoon, and he is in the company of Paddy Andrews.
Cheers, Dave. Yeah, a bit of deja vu here again. Mark, we're back again. Kerry seem to have timed their run perfectly again over the last 4 or 5 weeks. They're back in the All-Ireland final with a shot at going back-to-back. You were on the team, the last team that did that in 2006, 2007. Jack O'Connor was involved in 06. That experience, you feel, is key today for Kerry. What's the build-up been like since that Dublin victory 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's been exciting, Paddy. It's obviously we had the semi-final against Dublin. That was a huge game for us. Obviously, Kerry-Dublin games are massive games, and Kerry throughout the year they've been faced with adversity, have had injuries, and they've overcome that, and players have stepped in and they've stepped up to the mark and delivered, and thankfully back again to another All-Ireland final. It's no mean achievement, and it's down to, I suppose, Jack's huge panel of players that he can call on. And again, you know, we hopefully, you know, you've 2 more weeks. Hopefully these guys will be 2 weeks more fitter, the fellas who had been carrying knocks. But the week leading up to the game, it's been brilliant. The excitement, the colour, the atmosphere, the green and gold flags all around Kerry, even leaving Kerry, the best of luck from all the politicians, the whole lot. It's been great. The road up, we passed the Kerry team bus yesterday, and our car was hugely excited watching their heroes up on the bus. So yeah, very excited and looking forward to, you know, what would be an amazing achievement to win not only back-to-back, but hopefully a 40th title for Kerry.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks you've been involved with Jack O'Connor in build-ups to All-Ireland finals. Donaghy's obviously involved, Aidan McGarrett in the background, Cian O'Neill, lots of that experience of the biggest day. What's Jack like as a coach over the last 2 weeks? A lot of the work is done. Is it just about keeping things simple and keeping the lads focused, or when does he bring that sort of intensity, or does he leave that to just before throwing today?
I'd imagine he'd be talking to players, you know, even in the lead up. You know, they're hugely experienced players at this stage, so you know, they meet up, I'd imagine 3 times a week like we used to always do, and I'd imagine he'd be on the phone with them. But yeah, you just mentioned it yourself, hugely experienced manager, even the likes of Donaghy, all these fellas you had on, they're hugely experienced, and that will definitely stand to them, and having these fellas on the line will definitely stand to Kerry, so hopefully it'll be worth a few scores to us today.
Yeah, well look, we just settled the 2 cases. You had 2 claims against you last year from injuring kids doing this t-shirt gun, so we settled that out of court, so we'll give you another go at this. So Mark is going to fire some Kerry jerseys into the crowd. His family are just in row 6 there, so you can't rig that.
I'll go over this way.
I'd say maybe Canal End, maybe, yeah. You broke the gun. Jesus Christ. Oh, good man. Got there in the end, Mark. Is there one more? A bit more lead in the pencil here now, Mark. There we go, and confirm nobody's been injured. You duffed the first 3 shots, but thanks for that, Mark. We'll continue to build up. Let's hear from some Kerry fans and their build up to the game first.
Kerry and Mayo!
Back to back this year and next year, another one here.
I think Kerry will win. Oh, Kerry!
Kerry! Up the kingdom!
Up the kingdom!
Kerry for Sam!
Up the kingdom, Kerry for Sam.
Confident that they'll bring Sam home. Up the kingdom.
All the way from the States, up Kerry. 4-0.
Lovely.
You know, guesses for thinking exactly who those players and fans want to win this game today. We see the Kerry players are out just walking the field for the first time this afternoon. The Kerry supporters outside the Croke Park Hotel very much thinking today is going to be their day again. It'll be their first back-to-back title won since the mid-2000s for the Kingdom. If the gun shooting of the T-shirts into the stands is anything to go by, Mayo are already a game up or a goal up, because Mark O'Shea's performance in comparison to Padraig O'Hara there was really shameful. But look, Mark will get a bit more practice at it later on. We're going to have another battle on the sidelines here, because we've brought a Mayo fan out from the stands. Darren from Castlebar, you're very welcome, sir.
Thank you. It's a great day for the green and red to see us represented in this manner. Mayo boo! Come on, Mayo!
Yeah, Darren not lacking any confidence here anyway, is he? He's very much to the manner born. We're going to give you a few quiz questions, okay? And then we're going to have a Kerry supporter at the other side of the stadium, seeing if they can match your effort. So are you feeling confident?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Let's go for it. We're here.
Okay, question 1 for Darren. Who is Mayo's top scorer in this year's championship so far?
That would be... Okay, so that would be... I would imagine that has to be Ryan O'Donoghue, who I think is actually leading like 3rd or 4th in the championship.
You are correct. You're off to a very good start. Well done, Darren. Okay, who did Mayo play in round 1 of the championship this year? Let's go, nice and quick.
That was in London in Ruislip. Great day.
Correct, 2 from 2. Question 3, how many years is it, this is a painful one, since Mayo last won the All-Ireland?
Don't answer it. Don't answer it.
Well, up until now, it's been a while. So today is the day. 75 years of waiting. Today is the day. We show up.
75 years is correct. How many All-Stars? This is question 4. How many All-Stars does Mayo manager Andy Moran have?
Ooh. Well, he's been, of course, a former Player of the Year, All-Stars. I'd say, Jesus, a handful. It's like those Kerry medals probably falling out of the pockets. I'd say probably 3.
Close, just 2 for Andy Moran. He'd have loved a 3rd. And finally, Darren, how many All-Ireland finals have Mayo lost since 1951?
Yeah, 1 too many, you could say. It's been 11.
It has been 11. What a brilliant performance, ladies and gentlemen, from Darren. Absolutely brilliant. 4 from 5. Paddy, you're standing by alongside a Kerry supporter. Can they match that?
Yeah, I'm here with Billy Doyle from the Listowel Club in Kerry, an old clubmate of Mark's. The 2 lads are trying to cheat away here in the background. 4 correct answers out of 5 on the other side, so you need to get Kerry off to a good start here, Billy, all right? 5 questions. These are very easy. Jack O'Connor has brought Kerry to how many All-Ireland finals? Jesus, Mark, come on.
7.
That's incorrect. 9 is the answer. Okay. You were playing in all of them, Mark. Jesus Christ. If Kerry win today, how many All-Ireland titles will they be on?
40.
40 is correct. 40 is correct. Which county handed Kerry their only defeat in this year's championship?
Donegal.
Donegal. Dublin nearly with the ref, but anyway. Kerry are attempted to win back-to-back All-Ireland titles. Mark was playing. What year was that second title won in?
07.
Correct. And for a tie-break, the final question. How many points did Kerry beat Dublin by in the semi-final without any of the refereeing mistakes?
6, isn't it?
2. Incorrect. It was 4, which means you've got 3 questions right. So Mayo are off to a good start. Mayo win the quiz 4-3. Well done to that gentleman. Now let's hear from some other Mayo fans. They're off to a good start today.
Mayo for Sam! Up Mayo!
Hope is fragile, but it's very hard to kill. Up Mayo.
Up Mayo.
For Sam!
Yeah, we have the firepower from Mayo this year, and up Mayo.
Up Mayo.
Up Mayo!
Hey!
Yes, we're here with the great Sean O'Dwyer. Sean, this is your second run of this. You were here in '98 as well. Well, part of the '98 Jubilee team 3 years ago. When you're out playing All-Ireland finals, I'd say the thoughts of being part of the Jubilee team is just such a farcical thought that you'd never have. And yet here we are, and you're going through it for the second time.
Yeah, like it's something that you don't think about really, but at the same time, when it does come around, you really enjoy it. 3 years ago was a superb kind of occasion. It gave us an opportunity to kind of meet and, talk to fellas maybe that you wouldn't have spoken to in a while. And again, we'd say this time, last night we had a great night. We were up in St. Sylvester's Clubhouse in Malahide, just kind of renewing old bonds and talking. And look at, it was and it is tinged with sadness for us. Our colleague Paul Clancy, passed away, so a lot of this weekend is, thinking about him, and also John O'Mahony, our manager, he passed away 2 years ago. So, I suppose it makes us, celebrate, the good times and enjoy them maybe even more. But, this weekend we're thinking of the two boys.
So Paul and John have formed a lot of the conversation and a lot of the fun and the sharing of the stories and the memories over the last 36 hours or so.
No, absolutely, yeah. And we have we've Paul's wife Johanna and Finn and Ellen, his two kids, up with us. Finn will be out on the pitch later on. So look, it's a way of, I suppose, appreciating Paul Clancy, and also obviously Jono. He was the guru, like he was the man that he was commander-in-chief. Yeah. So look but it's a wonderful occasion. It's there's a lot of, there's a lot of love for each other in the group. So it's it's good.
Finally, just a question on how you think things might unfold over the course of the afternoon. Obviously, Kerry were one of the final participants the last time you were part of the Jubilee team 3 years ago. Something's never changed. They're back here today taking on a different team, a Connacht team.
Yeah.
You know what it's like in Mayo. You were playing against them for so many years. They are desperate to end this 75-year wait. Is there a chance, in your view, that today could be that day?
Yeah, there's always a chance. It's a two-horse race. They're playing without any fear, and they have the firepower now that they may not have had in years gone by. But it's Kerry. I mean, everywhere you look, there's just too many fires to put out, in my view. But Mayo have done brilliant to get this far. Nobody really expects them to win. So if they do win, I mean, the explosion of joy in Mayo,
Might even rival Galway 98, perhaps.
It might.
That wasn't quite as long a wait.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for your time. The great
Thanks,
Sean
Dave.
O'Dwyer, part of the great Galway team and today's Jubilee team here in Croke Park. Yes, the great Sean O'Dwyer, who will be presented along with his former Galway teammates on the field later today. He was central to the 2001 and indeed 1998 finals. One man who will be central to today's final is our match referee, a man from the county of Monaghan, Martin McNally, today's referee. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for taking the time out of your build-up and your preparation to speak with us. You've refereed Ulster finals, Munster finals, Leinster finals, All-Ireland club finals. This is another huge step today for you. You must be very proud.
Yeah, no, this is ultimately the pinnacle of where every match official wants to be. And, it's a very proud day for myself. My 4 umpires are all from the Carduff Club. It's a team of 10 officials today, and we're just looking to get the forwards across the line with any fuss.
When did you get the call, and how were you left feeling afterwards once the idea of being the referee for the All-Ireland football final began to sink in?
Yeah, I got the call on the Tuesday after the semi-finals. Donald Smith's number came up on the phone, and when it comes up, you don't know if you're going to be refereeing or a linesman or what it is. So, I was delighted, and as I said, very privileged to get the call.
And how do you see your role in terms of being part of this final here today? Is it any different to any other game?
It's not really, no. Ultimately every referee wants to go out and just facilitate a game of football, and anything else that happens in between that, we intervene when needed. But yeah, we just want to facilitate a game of football, and that's it.
Go well, and thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thanks, Dave. Thank you.
Thank you very much to Martin McNally, today's match referee, a proud Monaghan man. Well, there are an awful lot of proud Kerry people in the stadium today. As we said earlier, Kerry going for back-to-back All-Ireland football titles for the first time since 2007. Will the kingdom reign supreme again today?
When others run, I'll put on the gloves and do what it takes to get to the top. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, so I'm joined by our two special guests here, Mark O'Shea and Pádraig O'Hora. Pádraig, Mayo are back in the final, first time in 5 years. What's impressed you most about them? Probably a bit of a dark horse coming into this today, but they're back in the biggest day.
That's exactly it there. Like, we all had them well rode off early doors. They certainly weren't in the top 2, 4, arguably 6 there in the country, yet somehow they managed to do it. Probably had a slightly handier way maybe than Kerry, but they still had to keep getting better. And to be honest, we've seen these teams peak early and then fall off. Maybe, just maybe, Andy has got it right. Maybe he's timed it right, and they're slowly getting better. And hopefully today is going to be their best performance of the year so far.
It's hard for an All-Ireland foot. You feel like the best lines on both teams are probably the full forward lines. You know, these brilliant young Mayo forwards, ably supported by Ryan O'Donoghue. Do you feel this is going to be a shootout today? And does that favour Mayo if it is?
I hope it's not a bloody shootout, to be honest, Paddy. It's the last thing we want is a shootout with Kerry, of all teams. But no, like, we have to get our full forward line into the game, but we have to do an awful ball of work in the defensive element. I think the biggest part for Mayo today is their platform and how well they can actually hold this Kerry attack at bay.
Mark, on the Kerry side, they seem to have timed it again. A little bit bumpy earlier on the season, but Jack O'Connor, to be fair, they've got a lot of injuries. They've got their bodies back, and once they got into this place again, they've gone up through the gears. Is today about just putting a capstone on the season again, similar to last year's brilliant final performance against Donegal?
Well, this is it. They had their injuries last year, and then, you know, come quarter final, the business end of the year, Kerry seemed to just get things right. And what a game that was against Armagh last year, and they replicated that against Tyrone in the semi-final. They did something similar in the final against Donegal, 3 huge games, and to get over those when faced with adversity during the course of the season with injuries, it's something similar this year, albeit a bit more difficult to get over the likes of Tyrone. That was very uncomfortable. Dublin as well, also going down the stretch, really uncomfortable. So you'd imagine the 2 weeks extra, hopefully it will give Kerry that bit of time that they need just to get, say, players who have been kind of just, you know, not 100% fit, you know, giving those guys that extra 2 weeks recovery just to, you know, play in an All-Ireland final. And look, it is a huge game for Kerry back to back, so hopefully those players will be okay.
Well, it's building up very nicely here. The weather is looking a little bit ominous, but there's plenty more to come from the two lads before throw-in shortly.
Shasgay and Shagunish, con Fatra Curve and Tishuk, Vihala Martin. Kasha Hyunkin and our Stuart or come and look last Gael Tabas Orion. Nish, Garam and Tishuk. Shasagay Nishagan Yusha con Fatra Corriv, Uchtran Common Luke as Gael Earlaw Brin, Agus of Van Kayla Suzanne, Agus Earlav Common Luke as Gael Kieran O'Reilly, Ard Asburg, Ard Yosha, Cashel, Agus Inlock. Minish Garam Falcha.
Does anyone here think Mayo are going to win the All-Ireland final? No, thank you. So that question is nonsense. If our supporters want to enjoy it, let them enjoy it.
When they ask you, what's your story? Raise your voices, tell them proudly, I am my people, I am my city. I stand with them, they stand with me. When they ask you, what's your story? Raise your voices, tell them proudly, I am my people, I am my city. I stand with them, they stand with me. This is our town. This is our town.
Let them enjoy it.
Yes, what a year it's been for Andy Moore and his Mayo players as we get closer to throwing in this year's All-Ireland Senior Football Final. 4-3 to Mayo is where things stand after our Mayo and Kerry supporters went head-to-head either side of the Hogan and Cusack stand earlier in the afternoon. Now we're going to allow Porrig and Mark to go at each other right here inside the tunnel. Let's get into the first question. Just shout out the answer, gentlemen, if you know it. The referee in charge of today's All-Ireland Final is from what county?
Cavan.
Porrig.
I told you, I might as well not even participate.
We just spoke to the gentleman on the pitch side here. It's Monaghan. That's a shocking start. True or false? Kerry have kept 4 consecutive championship clean sheets coming into today's final.
True.
Correct, Porrig. That's another one for Mayo, who have now edged into a 2-point lead. Next question. How many All-Ireland titles has Jack O'Connor won as a Kerry
5.
senior manager? Correct. Good score. Since Mayo last won the All-Ireland in 51, how many different counties have lifted the Sam Maguire Cup?
All of them.
8.
Do you want to go higher or lower?
Higher, of course.
It is 13.
13.
And what year did Paul Ganey make his championship debut?
2012. 13.
Paddy says 2013. Mark, you've robbed that off him. When was the first time these two sides met in an All-Ireland Senior Football Final? Blank faces. Paddy, you can jump in here if you have any guess.
First time I saw it was 97, but it was before that, I'd imagine.
Okay,
no?
1932. You didn't even hazard a guess. Kerry have turned this around and they've gone from a deficit to a 1-point lead, 6 points to 5. We are going to get some more atmosphere in around the stadium, and we are now going to the Jubilee team, which is the great Galway team of 2001. 25 years later, they will now be presented here on Croke Park surface. What an afternoon it is for them and their families.
Moment of the year in Gaelic football. Porrig Joyce winning it back. Here's Jar Fallon. On the left boot, he puts it beautifully over the bar. Jar at his very best. Joyce turning into a challenge. Waiting for Bergen. Should be a point here. He's put it over the bar. Joe Bergen second. Inside to Paul Clancy. Held off the challenge well. Good pass. Porrig Joyce at the receiving end. And the umpires look and decide it's another one for Porrig Joyce. It's his 8th of the match. The Sam Maguire Cup is going to Galway. It's the county's 9th All-Ireland title.
A Corja is more an orntumsa, falcha a queer rev furin na Galliva, of Lean Da Vila Isahain. Today, we honour the 2001 All-Ireland football champions. They made history by becoming the first county to win the football championship through the back door. It was their 2nd All-Ireland title and 3rd final in 4 years under the great John O'Mahony. After an early exit to Roscommon and Connacht, they took the long road to Croke Park, beating Wicklow, Armagh, Cork, Roscommon and Derry. In the final, they romped to victory with one of the most impressive wins of all time, beating Meath, who themselves had inflicted a record defeat over Kerry. 17 points to 8, the final score. Our Jubilee team for 2026, will you please put your hands together for the Galway footballers, All-Ireland champions 2001. So we will introduce each of the players one by one. The first man up is Gary Fahy, who will also bring the Sam Maguire trophy here ready to the plinth for presentation. Gary, the captain who lined out at fullback, Killannon man, known for his professionalism and high standards. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Gary Fahy. In goals that day, a young man who made his championship debut that season, but he ended the year as an All-Ireland champion. Known as Lofty, he won 4 county titles with Killererin. Alan Kane. At cornerback, he burst onto the scene as a 19-year-old and would become an All-Star, a future Galway captain and an international. He's the most decorated Galway club player of all time with Corofin. Kieran Fitzgerald. In the left corner, a no-nonsense, tight-marking cornerback played out of his skin in the final against me, taming the informed Ollie Murphy, Richie Fahy. At 5, a player who reinvented the wing-back position, a 2-time All-Ireland winner with his county and a famous club title with his club Caltra in 2004. Known as Taz, and who could forget his goal in the 2000 final? Declan Meehan. The centre-back claimed his first All-Ireland medal in 1998, a rock who came out of retirement to win his second 3 years later. He also claimed Galway club titles in hurling and football with Abbey-Knockmoy and Monivea. Tomas Mannion. On the left, another 2-time All-Ireland winner and a star, a regular on the international rules team, and we're not forgetting his prize county medal in '96 with An Cararua, Sean Oak de Puer. In the engine room, a winner of 2 All-Ireland medals, 3 All-Stars, he would go on to become a respected manager and coach with Galway, Sligo, and now Cork. From Killannon, Kevin Walsh. Wearing 8, a man, wearing 9, a man who was one of the most gifted players of his generation. He played with distinction for Dunmore and was an All-Ireland winner with Salt Hill. He won 3 All-Stars. The one and only Michael Donlan. Ladies and gentlemen, the man with number 10 on his back is no longer with us. Just over a month ago, he passed away after an illness. A Moycullen legend. Today we think of his wife Johanna, children Ellen and Finn, his mother Mary, and his brother and sisters. I'm sure he's smiling down on us today, wishing he was here. Representing him is his young son Finn. Will you please put your hands together for Paul Clancy? At centre forward, one of the finest players to have come from the West, played a key role in '98 and 2001 and a former Footballer of the Year with 2 All-Stars. Quite simply, one of the best there ever was. Ja is the man. Ja Fallon. To Ja's left, the young Footballer of the Year in 2000. A year later, he returned to win an All-Ireland medal. The Montbellew Moylock man was his county's 2nd top scorer that year. Joe Bergen. In the right corner, a player who inspired his county's late comeback in the famous win against Derry. The cartoon man won an All-Star and also represented his country in international rules, better known as Savo, Derek Savage. At 14, a Galway and Killereran legend, he kicked 10 points in the final against Meath, 5 with the left, 5 with the right, won multiple All-Stars and captained his country as well, guided his county to 2 All-Ireland finals as a manager. Pádraig Joyce. Picked at 15, played most of his football outfield, a brilliant passer of the ball, won 4 county titles with his club Killereran, a great servant to club and county, Tommy Joyce. All the way from Anspidale, the role of the sub-keeper is a tough one, but his efforts throughout the campaign were behind the ultimate success. Let's hear it for Pádraig Lally. From Currafin, a fine ball-playing cornerback who enjoyed great success at club and county, remains involved with Galway football as an under-20 coach. Michael Comer. Another Caltra legend now, a man who has 2 All-Ireland medals in his collection with his county and another with his club. No-nonsense cornerback. He's from football royalty. Tomás Meehan. Following the footsteps of his father Brendan, the Spiddleman was a versatile attacker and a huge respected player in the West. Micheál O'Callaghan. Next, a highly respected midfielder who claimed his 2nd All-Ireland medal in 2001, played a crucial role in '98. Another native from Ancararua, Sean O'Donnell. In 2001, he almost pulled off a double at inter-county level. Just came up short with the hurlers in the final, but played a key role for the football team throughout the year. One of the few people to have played in 2 All-Ireland finals in the same year. He did the double with Clarenbridge and Salthill, his clubs. Alan Kearns. Next player, his goal was one of the high points of the summer for Mook Derard, and while he can't be here with us today, can you please put your hands together for Matthew Clancy. Next up, a Currafin man who could play in a variety of positions from midfield to attack, burst onto the scene with some of the other young guns and enjoyed unprecedented success with his club. Kieran Comer. Another member of the Donlan clan now from Dunmore, such a skillful player, brilliant point kicker off either foot, joins his brother here today, John Donlan. The next man was nicknamed Delivery because of his laser-like long-range passes. Highly respected coach, winning Sigerson with UCD and worked with the Galway seniors up until recently. John Divo Divley. One of the best to have come from Glenamaddy, Matty won his 2nd medal in 2001. One of the most genuine and popular figures in the dressing room, a brilliant footballer too, Shea Walsh. A familiar face with success with Galway during this period. He'll always be remembered as the captain of 1998, the breakthrough year for Galway and his club Currafin. Ray Silk. Flying half forward with serious pace from St. Grellans and Ballinasloe originally, went on to have great success with Ballyboden in Dublin as a player and coach. Kenny Nocton. And finally of the players, a talented midfielder who gone and captained the University of Galway to Sigerson Cup success from Spiddale. He joins his brother Micheál here, Lorcan O'Callaghan. We also paid tribute to the management team that year, Stephen Joyce and Pete Warren, selectors. Pete is represented by Paul Doherty, with Gay McManus and Father Pat Donlan as well. Show your appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, to this backroom team. And finally, we have one special person left to mark, a native of Mayo, Leitrim and Galway. Managed them all and helped players in the West to believe. He'll be remembered as one of the most influential figures in the GAA. He's here represented by his wife, Geraldine. Croke Park, will you please put your hands together for the late, great John O'Mahony. A Corja Gale, one last time please show your appreciation for Galway, All-Ireland Senior Football Champions for 2001.
I took a stroll down the old long walk of the day. I met a little girl and we stopped to talk on a fine soft day. What's the fella to do? 'Cause her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I knew right then I'd taken the world down the salt hill promenade on the road.
Yes, we're pitchside with the great Pádraig Joyce here, part of the Jubilee team. Pádraig, we're not going to keep it too long, but that 25-year stint has just gone by in the blink of an eye. I know today there's mixed emotions for you and your former Galway teammates. How are you feeling overall, and how's the day treated you so far?
Look, it's been fantastic for us from 25 years ago. A lot has changed, you know. Guy says we appreciate the boys that drink the water who made the well, so there's a lot going on, it's poignant missing Paul and Jono, but thanks for the reception for the Kerry and the Mayo fans for us all. Mightn't be the best of all to give us, but delighted to be here to acknowledge what our team went through, which is great.
Great memories, Pádraig. Thanks so much for taking the time to chat to us. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Let's get over to Paddy. He's with another one of the Galway stars from 2001.
Cheers, Dave. One of the legends, one of the great legends, John Tivoli. John, 25 years, time flies when you're having fun. What do you remember much of the day? Meath were coming in, obviously as big favourites after they demolished Kerry in the semi-final, but it was such a dominant performance that day from you guys.
Yeah, we just happened to hit a purple patch on the day, and Pádraig did what Pádraig always does, and he scored like 10 points. So what a performance by Pádraig. Don't think there's ever been anything like it since. Maybe David Clifford, Shane Welch, but yeah, it'd be good to see something like that today again,
Well, Davo, thanks a million. You're holding up the show here. Get in there. Don't be late for your photo. Good luck.
Yeah, great to hear from John Tivoli and from Pádraig Joyce. Let's just change things up a little. We're going to get some stadium karaoke from Doireann ní Ghlacáin.
Oh, Gurmila Mahagut. Okay. A Chorda Gael, a Ghine Uisle, Ta Keshta Gamurav. I have a question for you here now today. I want to hear how much noise you can make for your county. And we're going to start with the ladies and gentlemen from County Mayo. Muyo, a Chorda, a Wish of Chundula Cana. We're going to play the Green and Red of Mayo. Woo. I want to hear ye sing. Woo.
Oh, the green and red Mayo, I can see it still.
Come on, lads, we can see you on screen. This song majestic hills, where the ocean kisses Ireland and the waves caress its shores. Oh, the feeling it came over me to stay forevermore. Come on, Mayo! Woo!
Stay forevermore.
Come on, lads, I want to see you sing. Woo! Okay, lads, can you put it up to them in the kingdom? I'm going to roll one for you now. Tasum Shivachlosa Kana. Here we go. Can Kerry do it? Let's hear it. Colin Winter Curie. Colin Winter Curie.
As the rose of the summer.
Come on, lads, I want to hear you singing in Kerry.
Alone that won me. Oh no.
Colin Winter Curie, come on.
Ever shining, that made
Colin Winter Curie, come on, belt it out.
the rose of Tralee.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yes, wonderful rendition of both songs for each of the two counties. Well, who will be singing after full time in a couple of hours' time? There's some big team news that has dropped hot off the press in the last few minutes. From a Kerry point of view, one change to the starting 15. Tom O'Sullivan has been brought into the side in place of Diarmuid O'Connor, while for Mayo, Diarmuid O'Connor and Paul Towie will both start, with Conor Loftus amongst the players to drop out, and no Stephen Cohen in the Mayo starting 15 either. Paddy, a quick word on those changes. One Diarmuid O'Connor coming in for Mayo, one dropping out for Kerry, and both of them pretty significant.
Yeah, look, Diarmuid O'Connor in particular, on the Kerry side, he's so influential across that middle third alongside Joe O'Connor and obviously Mark O'Shea and Sean O'Brien. But it's not a bad replacement with Tom O'Sullivan coming in. We were waiting, there's a lot of talk. Was Tom going to get game time? He's missed a lot of the championship, but he's such a quality player. So massively disappointing as an individual to miss out through injury on the biggest day. But for Jack O'Connor, you're bringing in a Rolls Royce there and Tom Sullivan.
Okay, well listen, my thanks to Paddy and my thanks to Mark as well, and to Pádraig. We hope you've enjoyed our pre-show here in the build-up to the 2026 All-Ireland Senior Football Final. It'll either be championship number 40 for Kerry, or Mayo will finally have ended their 75-year wait to bring Sam Maguire back across the Shannon. The best of luck to both sets of players, and for everybody in the stadium today, enjoy yourselves, enjoy the afternoon.
If I ruled the world, I'd sail the oceans far and wide. If I ruled the world, I'd have the strength to turn the tide.
Malcolm Mayo.